Hello, everyone. This is Angela Martin, Gold Consultant with Archer and Evolution Travel, and today's training is on mock bookings. I know you all are super excited to go ahead and hit the ground running and get out there and announce to the world that you're travel agents now that you have access to all of the vendors that you'll need to get started. Now you need to get yourself out there and showcase what type of things you want to specialize in or what type of things you want to sell in terms of travel. Now, today I'm going to cover a few things. So the reasons we create mock bookings, I'm going to go through a mock booking from start to finish, and then we'll talk about where you can post those and how to keep organized, as well as the do's and don'ts. I'll try to get through this as quick as possible so that I'm adhering to the time frame. But if I do go over, there may be a part two. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing is first. Why do we create mock bookings? Well, these are just some of the reasons that I thought of, but first and foremost, you want to establish or increase your social media presence. You can't be a secret agent. You have to let people know that you are a travel agent so that they know that they can come to you for anything that they need with travel. Also, you want to showcase any promotions that you come across, any travel deals that you want to, share with the world. And then you want to showcase like your niche, like what things you specifically specialize in. For me, that happens to be all-inclusive vacation packages and group trips, cruises. So anything pertaining to those three areas, I like to showcase, okay? This is going to help generate interest and engagement in your post. Even if they don't necessarily book with you, they will increase your engagement so that it can improve your algorithm, as you can see here, expanding your reach to a larger audience, and then, of course, turning those potential leads into clients, okay? So that is the goal of mock booking. Now, let's just pick a destination for a mock booking. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to choose Montego Bay with 2 adults, all-inclusive. Of course, you can choose whatever you like. I happen to like doing Jamaica or all-inclusive with 2 adults, just for simplicity and for the demonstration of this. So I'm going to back out of here, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to Vax, because this is a Vax mock booking. I'm going to go to Vax Vacation Access. I happen to already be logged in, so that's a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and go to the suppliers. I'm going to select FunJet. And just to share with you, you can always go to Deals and Promos and click on Deals, to find what type of deals they have. You'll notice that there are quite a few of them, and some of them are unreal. As you can see, $32 per night for this 4-star hotel in Vegas. They have to stay a minimum of 3 nights. So this is a good starting place if you don't really know what you want to sell. You can always come here to kind of get some inspiration, if you will. But for me, I kind of already know where I want to go. So I'm going to go to New Reservation. Now, the idea of a mock booking is to make it enticing for your clients. You want to make it enticing in terms of price and quality, giving your clients lots and lots of option in terms of what you can do for them and how great of a deal you are willing to provide for them. Okay, so the first thing I want to think about is, where can my clients fly into Jamaica from and get a really great rate on their flights, because we know flights are really expensive. For mock booking purposes, it doesn't have to be from your exact area, because you can always let them know in your mock booking post that you are able to change the departure, airport, and all of those different things. So we're going to select they're departing from Miami, Florida, going to Jamaica. I'm going to start typing in Jamaica and then specify Montego Bay. Now, of course, with the mock booking, you want to set it out so that it is far enough out that your clients have a time to make a deposit initially and then pay over a course of time. This makes it more enticing to clients. So that is something you definitely want to showcase that you're capable of doing, which sets you apart from online travel agencies whereby clients may have to pay for the full vacation up front. Okay, that is what distinguishes us as travel agents. So I'm going to select the date near the end of June, maybe going into July, but not quite. At the beginning of July. So I'm going to start at the 28th of June. And I always like to do my mock bookings for 5 nights. Okay, we know that we're going to have 2 adults, no children on this particular one. And we always want to pre-select this travel protection. Okay, pre-selecting that not only helps your client protect their investment in their trip, but also protects your commissions. So always add that before you even start your search. And then you search, of course. I'm going to pause this while it's taking. And I'm back, okay? So I just paused it temporarily so it wouldn't take up much of our time. I don't want to be on here all day, and I'm trying to adhere to the timeline that we're trying to keep. So always, one of the things that I like to do, if I'm doing 2 adults, maybe I know that I want to do it all inclusive. I know that I want them on the beach, and I may even want them to have an adults only type of experience. So I might go ahead and click that adults only. Now, one of the things that you want to do also, I want to select and organize this by price. So I can go to sort by and go from lowest to highest. So I can see what is the cheapest option that they have here in Montego Bay. And as you can see, the prices here, they're not exactly ideal for what I would typically do. One of the things that I can do to make this a little bit easier for me is remove that adults only. And I can go ahead and specify the star rating that I want it to have. It's got to be 4 or 5 stars for my clients. And this Rio Negro, where they're staying in a standard room, they get $619 in resort credits. Even though it's a standard room, of course, I can easily change that. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, and I'm going to select the rooms. And I'm going to look and just see how much more the ocean view is versus the ocean front. I might want to give them an ocean front room. Ocean view is still great. Or I can give them a junior suite. That's a little bit more expensive than I want to do for my mock booking. I think an ocean view is sufficient, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now that I've selected my room, the next thing that we get to select are the flights, okay? Now, notice how it has a nonstop flight departing from Miami at 2:41, arriving in Montego Bay at 3:22. That is a really good flight. It's not, that long. They get there, they don't have to leave super early. I think that that's a great flight. Now, of course, I can get down here and look at other options that they have. They can leave really early, get there super early, but we know check-in isn't until around 3 o'clock. So we certainly don't want them just lingering around in the airport. So I may go ahead and select this one. But of course, you're free to look and see what other options they have. This one is a great flight, but is relatively, significantly actually more expensive. So I'm going to go with the cheaper option here because it's still a nonstop flight. And that is a great selling point for my mock booking. I'm going to select that one as a nonstop going to Jamaica and then coming back. Here I have one leaving at 10:18, which is not bad, arriving back in Miami at 1:05. I could select that one, or I could select this one, which is not that bad. Actually, I like this one better because it leaves after checkout. That means they don't have to get up super early from their vacation, and it is still the same price. So I'm going to select this option. Now that I have the flights and I have the hotel selected, one of the things I want to point out here that's really important for you to know is that FunJet will include their transportation that they'll need to and from their hotel from the airport. So you'll notice that that is included here along with their travel protection that I pre-selected. One of the things I highly recommend that you do if you're creating a mock booking in VAX, which is the beauty of VAX, is that you go to Save Itinerary and then you do mock booking and you set the date that you're doing it. And then I'll put 2 adults, and I might put Rio Negro. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be pronouncing that wrong. Oh, well, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now that I have that saved here, I am going to start creating my mock booking. Okay. Now, what you want to do when you're doing this are a couple of things. First, you want to go to your Facebook business page. Okay. Now, of course, there are a couple of options you can do with this. There are a couple of things you need to do. One, you need to know how much is the package, but not only how much is the total package, how much is it per person. Notice that they're currently getting a discount of $90 off, which is pretty good, but I'm going to need some pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get those pictures before I do anything further, because you need some pictures to highlight the place that your clients will be going to. So I'm going to click on that resort name. And I'm just going to look and see which pictures I really like of the resort. I like this one, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to try to save the image. Now, it may tell me that Okay, it's a JPEG file. That's good. If it's a JPEG type of image, you can save it directly from Vax. Otherwise, you'll have to go to TripAdvisor, and I'm glad that I didn't have to do that this time. So I'm going to go ahead and save this image. I'm going to select around 4 or 5 pictures. I'm going to save this one as well because it gives a view of the ocean. And then, of course, I want to get their oceanfront guest room. They have an ocean view. So I'm going to get the ocean view. You always want to get the room type that they actually have so that you're not falsely advertising what they get. So I'm going to select that. And then, of course, I'm going to select a few others, maybe of the pool area. Save this image. All right. And maybe this image. Let's see if there's anything else. If I was showcasing or doing this for kids, I might include some kids things as well. Okay, maybe I want to showcase that they can get a massage on the thing. It's really up to you. I think I've selected the 5 that I want. Okay, and to keep this short, we're just going to go with the 5 that I have. Now, there are a couple of things you can do. You can go into Canva and you can type in Canva travel and tourism in the search menu, and you can find all of the travel and tourism templates. Here's a great one right here. Okay, you can customize the templates. Of course, you can upload the images here. Now, I'm going to tell you just from personal experience, being here for a while, I don't spend a lot of time creating mock bookings. The point of a mock booking is not to get people to book that particular trip, but for them to see the type of deals that you can make. So what I've done is I've come here on my Facebook business page. I'm going to show you the power of mock bookings, okay? So I want you to look, this is a branch up post posted for my Facebook business page. It reached 10 people on this particular day, okay, March 1st. Here is a mock booking that I did, okay? And I did it on the same day, okay, at 11:41, a couple of hours prior. But this is how many people it reached. The reason being is because I was able to share this out into 10 groups from my business page, and they were able to see this wonderful information. And note, I didn't create a Canva thing. I just made sure I had beautiful image selected, and I gave them the meat and potatoes of my mock booking. So I'm going to copy this format here. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back up to the beginning of my Facebook post. Okay. And I'm going to go to, let's see if I can get to the right place here, create post. Now, it's going to ask you if you want to create it in Facebook or your Meta Business Suite. I'm going to go ahead and create it in my Meta Business Suite. That way I can post it to both my Facebook and my Instagram pages, okay? So notice that I'm going to go here and I'm going to create post. And I'm going to go ahead and select also Instagram, and I'm going to paste that content that I already previously had, because I simply want to change this up a little bit to match what I am currently doing my mock booking on. So I'm going to clean it up just a little bit. There are a couple of things that I want to point out here, and that is I always include a custom quote request form in here. I tend to use Bitly to shorten it up to a very condensed version of the URL. And then everything else I go ahead and change, okay? So we selected the dates of June 28th, through, and let me just go verify, through July 3rd, okay? So this is right before the 4th of July. They're going to beat the crowd, but they're still going to be there in some good times, okay? So this is just something for them to know. Let me go back to Meta, okay? So through July 3rd, $5 days, 2 adults. I'm going to put the price here. Now, obviously, $1,200 is a lot more exciting and enticing, but $1,703.54 is still a good deal to go to Montego Bay for adults only. I mean, well, all inclusive. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Meta. $1,703. I might just put $1,704 per person to keep it even. I'm going to put an ocean view, excuse me, view room, round trip flights from Miami. And not only do I want to put round trips, I want to put round trip nonstop flights, round trip transfers to and from the resort, cancel for any reason, travel protection, because I put that in every last one of my quotes. Notice that I have all prices are subject to change until deposit is made, can modify flights, travel dates, and number of travelers, get your quote, custom quote here, and then I simply put in the resort or what I want them to text. I might have them text Jamaica, and then I'm gonna let them know, get treated like royalty this summer at this incredible all-inclusive resort in Jamaica, in Montego Bay, in Jamaica. I could just say in Jamaica. The idea is to keep it simple. You don't want to overshare because you want people to inquire and ask, well, where is this? What's the name of this resort? Those are comments that are actually increasing your algorithm. The next thing you want to do is you want to add photos. So I'm going to upload the photos that I had. Remember, I downloaded those today, and I'm going to simply click on them, click shift so I can open them all at once. Now, what's going to happen is that they're all going to pop up here. You might see if you're posting on both Instagram and Facebook that it shows up that they're the wrong aspect ratio. You can simply click on this edit button and you can go. I like to make mine horizontal, and I'm going to apply that. I'm going to come to the next one and do the same exact thing. Okay, horizontal, next, horizontal, next, horizontal, next, and then horizontal. And I'm applying that to all of my pictures. That way the aspect ratio has been updated for all of them. This one somehow didn't take, so I'm going to apply it again and make sure that they're all good. Okay, so they're all good now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and publish this, okay? All right, so that is published. Now that it is published, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Facebook business page. As you can see at 1:02 a.m., it happens to be 1:02 a.m. I'm a night owl. Just disregard that time. Let's act like it's daytime wherever you are, okay? And I'm going to look at these posts. Now, I didn't even check to see if I like the ordering of those pictures, but let's go to facebook.com/my-business-name. And let's just see what that post looks like. I may not even like it and may need to edit it, okay? And I don't like the fact that that's first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually edit this post, okay? And I'm going to edit these photos, and I can easily change and arrange the order of these photos. So I'm gonna make this first. I'm gonna make this second. I might have to do it like this. All right, I'm gonna make that second. I'm going to make this third. Oh, I accidentally made that first, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to make this third, that fourth, and then of course the room fifth, and click done. That way, this is what that looks like. I'm going to save that. Now that I have that saved, it looks more like what I want it to look like, okay? So they can see everything. Now, we're not done yet, because if I simply leave it here, I might not reach as many people. So the next step is very critical. And this is where it's really important for you to share your post out into groups. And I'm going to make that a part 2. So I hope that this was helpful. Come to part 2 so you can see how you share it out to groups and really get that maximum exposure. See you in part 2.